something very big, and just like you're saying, geospatial artificial intelligence for innovative solution. So so I'll just enjoy us to really become as we learn. So but the mother body organization that is organizing this is DSN. I don't know if you've heard about DSN, which is, as you can see, Data Science Nigeria. So about DSN, so our commitment is to raise 1 million AI talent and build AI solutions that improve the quality of life and well-being of 2 billion people in the emerging market. So we're trying to raise 1 million AI talent. This is one of the ways that we do this, like organizing classes, several ways that we're trying to raise people, which you're part of, and also to affect 2 billion people in the emerging market. So now the sub community that is now taking up this mandate of geospatial classes is a geospatial community. And it's a vibrant and impact-driven network that brings together geospatial professionals, enthusiasts, researchers to foster collaboration, capacity building, innovation in the geospatial field. It's just a way to also streamline, bring us that we are interested in things that are pertaining to geospatial. So aside the general data science, so we are trying to bring us together. And it is not just for learning alone, there is vibrant network, because this is a place, is a community of geospatial professionals. We are not just, all we have here is not just probably learners. We have professionals, we have researchers, we have enthusiasts. You get to see stuff, opportunities for growth, member assessment, fellowship, job openings, scholarships, funding opportunities. You even have opportunities to work hand in hand with other people. People post projects, you get access to a lot of things. Then hands-on, learning just like we are doing today, and many more, both on QGIS, ArcGIS, Engine, Python, and many other things. Then thematic hackathon, you get to see times that will come that will talk about hackathon, to test your knowledge, in geospatial field and all that. So, without wasting my time, and I'll just leave this space for my colleagues, our facilitator today that will be taking us in this today, and it's my honor to bring up Sarah Pitadiri to facilitate this gracious class. Thank you, Sarah. You're welcome.
Thank you, Les, for that warm welcome, and thank you everyone for joining the call. It's a privilege and it's always a joy for me to take any of the geospatial class. So today we are speaking on geospatial artificial intelligence for innovative solutions. Now this is the agenda we'll be going through. Or before I go into it, let me introduce myself. I am Sarah Pitadiri, as my colleague Blessing has introduced me, and I work at DSN as a data analyst / ML engineer, and I'm happy to be here. So for today's class, we'll be going through these 8 items to get to understand what geospatial AI is about. I know that there has been a lot of buzz about GeoAI, and what is this GeoAI about, and how can we build innovative solutions? How can we build solutions out of this GeoAI using this technology? Now we'll be going through what is GeoAI, why GeoAI, why are we doing this, what's the necessity for this, what are the key components of GeoAI, what are the tools and platforms, what is the applications of GeoAI, what's the use case, and we will be taking a use case scenario where we'll just briefly speak about it and what to expect. What are the challenges? I know that yes, we've all been hearing about GeoAI. What are the challenges that comes with it? Because there's nothing that has a good side that doesn't have like challenges or let's say a bad side. We also look at the future of GeoAI. Please come along as we go into this very interesting topic that is dear to my heart. Now, let's take a brief introduction to geospatial artificial intelligence. So what is GeoAI? We know GeoAI is a combination of the words geospatial and artificial intelligence. We know that geospatial is speaking about things that are data that is related to the Earth's surface, and then artificial intelligence is about teaching machines to be able to think and do some tasks that humans are doing. Now, geospatial data such as maps, satellite imagery, GPS coordinates, drone images, and IoT data are being converted and used to build some models using AI techniques such as machine learning, deep learning, and computer vision. So that's just the simple introduction to it. It is you combining geospatial data and AI techniques such as machine learning, computer vision, and natural language processing. Now, this combination allows us to train machines to be able to recognize patterns, to be able to detect anomalies, to be able to make predictions in ways that were once impossible. Now, let's fast forward to maybe 50 years ago, or let's say 20 years ago. There are some capabilities that machines were able to do then now that they were unable to do then. One of it is GeoLLM. One of it is training geospatial model to be able to predict malaria hotspots and the likes. So machines were unable to do these things previously, but now they are able to do that with the technique called geospatial AI. Now, as it's called, GeoAI can process massive amounts of satellite imagery in real time, identify patterns in geographic and environmental changes, improve decision-making in fields like urban planning, agriculture, and disaster management, and even more. It can also automate map making and update outdated geospatial information. This is just a sneak peek to what geospatial AI can do. Let's please the next slide. Now, as we've seen what geospatial AI is, we know what geospatial AI is. Now, why the buzz about geospatial AI? What is so special about it? And why do we need it now? Previously, we've just been hearing about geospatial GIS. There's nothing about geospatial AI. It's just recently that we're hearing about geospatial AI, and we now need to understand why is it now coming at this time, at this present moment. Why are we now having what is called GeoAI? There are several reasons why we are now having GeoAI, and it's not far-fetched. The first reason why we are having geospatial AI is because of the data explosion. Geospatial data is now vast. Unlike previously, back in the years, we don't have much amount of geospatial data. Just as we now have explosion in data sets, normally even in the normal machine learning and deep learning domain, we now have more explosion in geospatial data. Now, what you'll be asked, what's the explosion that we have? We now have more satellite imagery that were not available previously. We now have more satellites in space capturing the Earth in real time every day, and more innovations are coming up to bring and make data sets readily available for people. More organizations are getting funding to create data sets for public use, because now every government and every country and funding bodies understand the need for the accessibility of data. So that's why we are having more data in in the space. Now, we have organizations like Grid3 and World Cup. They are funded to produce demographic data. And that's population data and some other data sets. If you go to Grid3 Nigeria, if you go to Grid3 General, you see a whole lot of data sets there. You would go when you go to home data as well, you see a whole lot of data sets as well there that you would use for research. People and governments are already in the understanding of the need for more data to solve localized problems and even global problems as well. Meta AI, formerly known as Facebook as well, they have their own data sets that they produce day in and day out and release to the public for them to carry out research and the like. So now we now understand that why GeoAI is now more prominent now is one, because of the data explosion of is because of the explosion of geospatial data. We also have the availability of high-performance GPUs. Now, GPUs are graphic processing units, unlike previously back in the years, where it's only few people that has that money to pay for GPUs to run some models. Now, models are even built, lightweight models are now built to be able, and lightweight models are now built, and GPUs are made readily available for people. We have AWS, we have Google Colab. They make GPUs available at a cheap price, at a reasonable price. And even some platforms like Cargo also make GPUs available for free, but they have a limit, I think a weekly limit. They make it for free to allow people train models, to get their hands dirty, to build models, to try and solve problems. And this is what we are talking about. So we also have automated for the third one is the need for automated spatial analysis. As technology advances and as the world advances, there are lots of tasks in people in some companies that needs to be automated. The previous ways of doing some analysis has been automated. There are more faster ways of doing analysis that were being done then. And when we build geospatial AI models, we'll be able to save time, we'll be able to save cost, and we'll be able to save a whole lot of, and we'll be able to be efficient in our tasks. So a lot of organizations now are trying to build real-time solutions that are automated and not using the manual way which it was being done previously. Let's please the next slide. So we continue with why geospatial AI. Now we also have geospatial AI solves complex spatial challenges that were unable to be solved previously. One example is the stack of satellite imageries. Now, when you have stack of satellite imageries, which is being hosted in the cloud, let's say, for example, you are using Google Earth Engine, which is a cloud-based platform that offers free satellite imageries for people to do analysis. Now, imagine you have something like that is very, very efficient. You just go through the stack, write your code and everything, and then you do some time series analysis, unlike previously whereby for you to load a data set or for you to even download a satellite imagery, we know, some of us know, those that are in this geospatial domain, should know that satellite imageries come in tiles. And if the place you're interested in is being covered by 5 tiles, just imagine those 5 tiles and each of them having, each tile is containing, is like, let's say 900 MB, close to a gig of data, and that's just for a year. And the analysis you want to do is a time series analysis, let's say for over 10 years. You would now have to waste resources downloading each of those tiles one by one That's 5 tiles, and then you're now downloading those 5 tiles for different years, for 10 years. You see that it is not efficient like that, and it is time consuming. Aside from it being time consuming, it is also wasting resources in terms of excuse me, your computer, resources in terms of your time, and resources in terms of your data you're using to download all this satellite imagery, and you're also going to stack it one place. It's also not dynamic. Now, once you've done the analysis, the next year, and when you want to do the same analysis again, you have to download the one for that previous year again. You see that all this process is stressful. But now, trying to solve challenges, trying to solve geospatial problems has become very easy through GeoAI technique. Are you all with me? And can you all hear my voice? Please, I want confirmation. If I am not hearing you. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, going with the process I have explained now, it is now very easy and efficient to do time series analysis of satellite imagery, to carry out analysis of predictions of disaster response, and large-scale crop health analysis, and also to even do predictions. The stress and every other thing that I have mentioned previously is no longer there. Now, scalability, the fifth reason why there's a buzz about GeoAI and why we have to know about it is because of scalability. Scalability in the sense that when you build a machine learning problem, now let's go to the machine learning community, the machine learning domain itself. We know about fine-tuning, we know about pre-training, but now those models, when a model is pre-trained, you can easily fine-tune it for your own use case. Let's take, for example, you pre-train a machine learning algorithm for African languages. Now, you can take that pre-trained model and fine-tune it for your own use case. Now, let's say my own use case is focusing on Igbo. Now, Igbo language, I can now fine-tune it, which is taking that big model and trying to fine-tune it to my own use case. The same way we have in geospatial, in the GeoAI as well. We can scale it. Now, scalability in the sense that machine learning models that were built geospatial models that were built for a particular use case or a general use case, you can actually use it and fine-tune it for our own specific use case. Do we all understand? Lesson, please. Next slide. Now that we have seen why GeoAI, now let's look at some of the key components of GeoAI. When I started the class, I made mention that GeoAI is a combination of two words, the geospatial and then the AI. Now, when we are speaking about geospatial, we definitely speak about the geospatial data and geospatial technologies. Excuse me. And then when we are speaking about the AI, we speak about the AI algorithms that we have that are useful in the geospatial domain. Now, when we speak about geospatial data, we have a whole lot of geospatial data. I mentioned satellite imagery, we have GPS data, we have IoT data, and data that is gotten from sensors and the likes. Sensors like your wristwatches and some other sensors. Some IoT data, some IoT devices, when you put them on your hand, maybe like a wristwatch, when it gets your location, your live location. So these are also geospatial data as well. We also have sensors data. We have OpenStreetMap data. OpenStreetMap data gives a wide range of variables that we use to solve different problems. We also have data, and we have open source data sets as well, embedded in all these open source platforms such as World Cup, Grid 3, Home Data, and the likes. You would see a whole lot of data out there. Blessing, please, previous. Thank you. The previous slide, please. Now, the geospatial technologies that we have GIS applications, we have that we use for spatial mapping. We have the QGIS and we have the ArcGIS. We also have remote sensing apps as well. We have Google Earth Engine and we have Snap. We have the web-based mapping platforms as well. We have leaflets and map box. Then AI techniques that we use, we have machine learning techniques such as random forest, support vector machine, and we also have deep learning models that we use, such as CNN for that is convolutional neural networks for the image classification, most useful for image analysis. Then we have NLP, which is for natural language processing, which is for geotagged text and social media. And then just recently I learned about language mapping as well, which is something fantastic through using NLP. Let's continue, please. Next slide. Blessing, the next slide, please. Now that we have seen the key components of GeoAI, let's now look at the tools and platforms that we have or we can make use of for GeoAI. I made mention earlier Google Earth Engine. This is a cloud-based remote sensing and geospatial analysis platform. So the first we are looking at is geospatial analysis tools. Now in Google Earth Engine, it makes everything seamless. Some analysis that would have used Snap for, some analysis would have used QGIS that would have taken a whole lot of time for on all these other apps. We can do it seamlessly using Google Earth Engine, and it offers a wide variety of satellite imageries for people to make use of, to do analysis. You have Kato. Kato is also a cloud-based GIS tool platform for spatial analytics and visualization. We also have Mapbox as well. Now let's go to geospatial databases. Now let's think about it. With the explosion of geospatial data, we should have a place where this data is being stored. Excuse me, we should have a place where this data is being stored. That's where we have the databases. Now we have Postgres SQL, where we have the PostGIS extension of it. This is an advanced open source spatial database for storing and querying geospatial data. You can store your geospatial data there. That's Postgres SQL. It has this PostGIS extension. That is the extension for working with geospatial data, where you can work with different data sets there, and you can query your data. DocDB as well is like Postgres, but this one works and it's for more advanced and more better large. It works for large frames of data, for large quantity of data sets. What PostGIS cannot work on, DocDB will be able to work on it, and that's why it's a new tool and it's for more advanced data manipulation and analysis. Google BigQuery 2 as well. It supports GIS analytics, and then GeoPackage. GeoPackage is very sweet to work with geospatial data. It helps us to store different kinds of geospatial data, be it raster or be it vector, and it makes data management very easy. We also have the cloud and AI services. Previous slide, please. Thank you, Blessing. We have AWS, we have the scalable AI model. We also have We also have the cloud, Google Cloud AI. We have Microsoft Azure AI, and then we have Python geospatial libraries. We have GeoPandas, we have Rasa IO, we have Shipley, we have Folium. Next slide. Now, let's now talk about the AI and machine learning libraries we have. We have scikit-learn, we have TensorFlow and PyTorch, we have TensorFlow through PyTorch, we have XGBoost, and then LightGBM, we have Keras. All these are powerful tools, powerful AI tools that helps us to build our GeoAI model. Are we excited about all what we've learned through from the beginning up till now? Please, I want feedback. You can feel free to unmute yourself. Okay, nobody's giving feedback.
Yes, it has been amazing so far. Insightful. Thank you.
It's been a wonderful one. I'm enjoying it. Let's keep going.
Thank you, Chibueze. Thank you, guys. Thank you all for that feedback. So, thank you, Remedy. Thank you. That's amazing. So let's continue. Now we've been introduced to GeoAI. We've been introduced to the tools and platforms. We've been introduced to why the purpose of GeoAI now. And then we've been introduced to the key components. Now let us see some key applications of GeoAI. Blessing has quickly come to this slide. I would have asked it as a question because I like the class to be lively. But Blessing, please take it back to the previous slide. I know that you have seen the answer, but I want you to be interactive. What do you think are the applications of GeoAI? I know you've seen the answer, but please feel free to unmute. What are the applications? I want to make sure that we are going together, we are flowing together. What are the applications of GeoAI?
For regional urban planning. Okay, GeoAI can be applied in agriculture, basically.
Provides solutions that are automated in different sectors.
Can be used in transportation to know routes.
It can also be used in disaster response, detecting where there's flood and wildfire prediction.
Change can be used in climate change. Yeah, it can also be used in predictive, like predicting weather forecast and other.
It can also be used for military operations, just like what we saw recently between Israel and Iran operations, via the ballistic missiles, engaging precision. Even the one the Americans also used to dissolve the Iranian uranium enrichment, the same precision. So the AI helps in such operations using the ML well-calculated definition.
Okay, so thank you for your contribution, and it means that we have been paying attention, and that's so I would say that's so creative and innovative for those examples that we have given, right? So I guess I would lost Sarah because of network, so I'm sure she's trying to join back now. I'm sure she's trying to join back now. So just like I've mentioned that geospatial is so versatile that just one thing I should say geospatial, just like geo, I think it's related to every kind of person, every kind of individual, like whoever you are. So the knowledge of geospatial and the application.
Hello,
Right. Oh, so you're welcome back. All right.
Oh, apologies everyone for that. Um,
Okay, Sarah, we can't hear you now. Yes, it's network. We can't hear you. Maybe you can just pull out one more time and then join again. So this works. All right. So let's just hold on. And I guess it's just some little glitch. Some little glitch. All right. So just like I was saying that everyone everywhere needs the application of geospatial. You can apply it as simple as, once it's just geo, earth, something that's applicable to earth. Like the earth, everybody lives on the earth. So, and then when it comes to location, when it comes to distance, when it comes to anything that has to do with the earth, displacement, and all of those things. So we want to understand and then make decisions, and so that is why you're going to see the applications of GeoAI. First one that we have here is the urban planning. So when people, like, for example, let me just start from the back, the land use prediction. For example, now, before we used to have some places whereby there are green places. They used to be good for farming, and just because of development, just like the meaning of land use prediction means that the way we use land is as simple as that. So, okay, Sarah, can you come up now?
Can you confirm you can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, apologies everyone. That was a network glitch. So I'm back now. So can I go ahead? Blessing, can I continue?
Can continue, yes.
Awesome. So I think I went off. Yes, I went off and I didn't hear what the suggestions or what the answers were to the questions I asked. But let's not waste time. Let's continue. So applications of GeoAI. GeoAI is applied in almost every field. And one of it is for urban planning. Now, urban planning, we have smart cities and land use prediction. We have land use planning as well. We also have for disaster response. We use GeoAI for flood detection and even wildfire prediction as well. And even to predict things like malaria, malaria spread. So we also have for agriculture. We have crop health monitoring using NDVI and machine learning. We use it to monitor the crop. Some applications or some organizations make use of this technique and they use it and they sell it off to people. So when you're making use of their app, those are the models working in the back end that helps you to monitor your farmlands. We also have for health. To do spatial modeling of disease spread, and for also climate change, monitoring ice melt, deforestation, air quality, and for transportation to optimize our routes and for traffic flow prediction. The applications of GeoAI is not just limited to this. It is very, very wide. Let's simply the next slide. Now let's use a use case scenario. Let's discuss about this as if we are discuss. Let's just discuss this. Now, a use case scenario is, let us see how we can map malaria hotspots using climate and demographic data. Now, the use case scenario is this. Please listen well. We want to map malaria hotspots in Lagos, Nigeria. Let's take, yes, I'm using Lagos. Those of us living in Lagos State, we know that we have a whole lot of drainages that causes malaria, and malaria is much here. So let's look at it. First and foremost, when we have a problem, what do we look at? We have to look for a data set that can help us solve this problem. And the data set we'll be using here is climate. So we've already discussed it here. Climate and demographic data. Now, demographic data means population data. Now we are looking at, let's say for example, we are looking at Lagos State now. Demographic data would be, that we'll be looking at is, okay, let us look at the population of people living in Lagos State, because it is the population of people living in Lagos State that mosquitoes will bite. Am I right? Now, when we've gotten our population data, we can also get different age distribution data sets. But let's not go deep into the age distribution data sets. We are just looking at the whole population in general. Now, we would combine this with climate change data. Why are we making use of climate change data? We are making use of climate change data because climate change affects a whole lot of things. Now, when we're talking about climate change data, we want to look at how much rainfall have we had in Lagos State over the past 5 years. We can also look at how much heat have we had in Lagos State over the past 5 years. You can also look at the humidity. Now, let's break it down further. You know that all these data sets, most of this climate data sets are not available in terms of, are not available in rows and columns. No. We can get them as satellite imageries. We have a satellite image called Terra Climate, and it dates back to, I think, 50 or 60 years ago. You can get such data sets to do your analysis. And what platform can we use? You can make use of Google Earth Engine to do this analysis. We can also make use of Python. By using the Python version of Google Earth Engine, we can make use of Python for it. So what we will do is to load this satellite imagery, which comes in form of raster, which are in form of what are they called? Which is in form of pixels. Yes. So when we pick this data, when we write our code, we pick this data. We streamline it to the year of focus. After streamlining it to the year of focus, we also streamline it to the day, to the area of focus. Now, we know that our area of focus is Lagos. We're going to streamline it to Lagos as well. Then we also streamline this demographic data as well. Then we overlay and then do some analysis to extract the values, the integer values from all these data sets. So that's like an advanced class. We are just going through the scenarios. When we now use it, the data sets will now be in form of time series. Then we can now use our random forest, our machine learning algorithms such as random forest. We can also use XGBoost. We can even go more advanced to use some other advanced models to now build and predict areas with high risks. Then what is this analysis suitable, or why is it important? What is it used for? It is for us to support targeted intervention. When we know those places that have high high risks of malaria, we can know how to support them with interventions that is surrounding that, like maybe mosquito net or malaria drugs, or we can also support. So when we know these places, when we do this analysis or this prediction, we can know, we understand the flow of how the malaria, of how the hotspot has been in that area, of how the malaria hotspot has been in that area. And then we can also do predictive models, also predict what is the next 2 years going to be like. Let's simply the next slide. Now, we've just had a brief introduction about GeoAI and we've discussed all this. I know you'll be thinking in your head that, okay, whatsoever has an advantage also has a disadvantage. Am I right or right? Now, what are the challenges, or what things can affect or is happening? Like, what are the bad sides of GeoAI? We have predictability and uncertainty. Models, machine learning models are sometimes uncertain. We have fairness. Sometimes they are not fair. They are too biased. Sometimes you cannot even explain the output of what these models are giving to you. We also have ethics and privacy. Some of these data sets and some of these things used to build the model might have privacy breach and some other things, and ethics concerns, reproducibility and replicability. How reproducible are all these models? Now, you cannot tell me that the model that was built for US to identify malaria will not be very useful for us in Nigeria. No, because the two scenarios are actually different. And then sustainability, how sustainable are all these models? And then responsibility and trustworthiness. We cannot really trust them 100%, and that is why in any model you would see that they will say got an accuracy of maybe 74% or 80%. There's no model that can give you an accuracy of 100%. Next slide, please. Now we have seen the challenges of GeoAI. Now, what is the future of GeoAI? What can we picture, and what should we be expecting in the future? So I'm not trying to say that yes, this is that, but these are some of the things that we can expect in GeoAI, which has already started, or some of these have started, but on the long run, there is going to be more accuracy and widespread of their use, and that is why it is called the future of AI. We have the integration with real-time IoT data. We also have the use. Now, I mentioned that some data, some researchers can capture your position in real time, and then you can download that data. Yes, you can download it. Now, more of this would also be built by different devices that will be able to track people's locations in real time and every other thing. We also have the use of large language models for geospatial reasoning. Yes, this has also been, and last year we've been hearing about large language models, RAG and the likes. But now we are now tending towards agentic AI in this year. It's now tending towards agentic AI, and then there are lots of people that have done or carried out researches on large language models, and one key mention is someone building a large language a model that you don't need to start the analysis yourself, to start creating a map. It will create the map for you. And some, again, it would link, it's going to link it links the tool that you want to use for your analysis. Is going to link it and do your analysis for you. So all these are in real time. Like you type in, can you create a map of Niger State for me? Can you create a map of this for me and that for me? So this already exists, but in the next years, there is going to be more improvement on how we carry this out. Sorry, please. Also, there's going to be democratization of geospatial data and AI. Now, most of these models, like some organizations such as Esri, have already implemented these models in their platforms. Although we know that Esri, which is the owners of ArcGIS and ArcGIS Pro and ArcGIS Online, it's a proprietary tool, which means that it is not readily available to everybody. You need to pay for it to access it. We know that it is proprietary, so the community, the open source community as well, which QGIS is actively working on, QGIS are also creating their own models, embedding their own models, and building their own models and embedding them in tools and plugins that will also help the users. So we have some tools that help in supervised classification and a whole lot of things that also have plugins that helps with automating workflows in QGIS. So instead of you carrying out the normal process of doing your manual analysis, you can actually create a model to help you do that. And this is the power of GeoAI. So in the coming years, more of this is there's going to be more work in this space. So we also have climate resilience and then the sustainable development goals monitoring. We are going to have more models, we are going to have more models tracking the sustainable development goals and even for climate resilience as well, tracking different things for us. And all what we just need to do is continue in this space, also be part of those that will be contributing to all these advancements, and you can keep learning as well to contribute. So I think with this, we have come to the end of this session. This session is just a walkthrough and an introductory part to what GeoAI can do and what it is about. I want to say thank you so much for listening. Please do follow us on all social media platforms. You can see our social media handles here. Please follow us on all social media platforms. And now we are open to questions. Please ask a question. Blessing, am I right on time?
Yes, we still have 4 minutes.
Sorry? Utibe, please, can you wait? Blessing, what did you say? How many minutes do I have left?
We just have 4 minutes left. 4 minutes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
4 minutes. Okay, awesome. So for these 4 minutes, we'll be taking, thank you, Blessing. We'll be taking questions now. Please, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them now. I have 4 minutes to take the question. Yes, louder. Utibe, your voice sounds distant. Can you please speak louder?
Yeah. Am I audible now?
A bit. Please go ahead with your question. If I don't get it, I would ask you to repeat it.
Okay, so thank you for the class.
Can you please speak louder, Utibe? Your voice is very distant and low.
I'm speaking loud.
Utibe, I'm so sorry, I can't hear you.
if left, please, you can, unplug it and then go to your screen directly.
If you're making use of a earpiece, can you please remove it and ask your questions? Are there any other questions? Blessing, can you please check? Okay, let me check the group chat if anyone is dropping their questions there. A bit. I'm so sorry, I can't hear you. Is there any other question? If anyone asks question, you can please ask it now. Or if you're in a noisy place or you can't speak, you can do well to please type it on the group chat. And is anybody asking a question? Okay. So, Utebe, yes, I have seen your question. It's a nice question. So you asked, what tool can you download or access to get you started with your spatial analysis? So it's not just about the tool. Do you understand the tool? Do you know how to carry out the analysis? So we have a stack of YouTube videos on our playlist, on our Geospatial community playlist on DSN YouTube channel. We have videos there. You can watch it to start understanding what Geospatial is. You can first start with the basics, which is Geospatial, and then once you're done with that, you can now graduate to GeoAI. Do you understand what I've said? So go, my colleague Blessing will be dropping the link to our playlist on YouTube. You can go through it, look through the courses, the trainings we've had, so that you can get yourself abreast with what we've done so far. And you can also search on YouTube as well for some playlists on Geospatial that would get you started. And there are so many tools you can use. You can use QGIS, which is user-friendly, and it is an open source tool. You don't need to pay for it, unlike the Esri tool, which is ArcGIS. You need to pay for that one. Did I answer your question? So, if in the absence of any other question, okay, what is the learning curve like? Oh, the learning curve, Enoch Nida, yeah. The learning curve is very interesting. It just depends on how fast you want to go. The learning curve is easy and normal, like any other track or any other field you want to go into. So you need to know what Geospatial is, the kind of Geospatial data sets we have, do some little analysis, try different tools on, try different analysis. Then you can now go into GeoAI. For GeoAI, before I forget, for GeoAI, you also need to know about machine learning. Yes, you also need to know about machine learning, which is very, very important. You don't just know about the GIS part. You also need to know about the artificial intelligence part. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying on the call, for being very interactive, for making this class very interactive. I want to say thank you once again, and then till we meet again. Blessing, I hand over to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Sarah. And thank you for facilitating this beautiful class. I know it's been an awesome time, and I know we have learned a lot from basic to the very prominent stage that we need to know. So just for Xavier and other people that ask questions, the email here. So I'll be dropping, if you are not on the Geospatial group, Telegram group, let me know. So I know YouTube is there. So I'll be dropping. We have the links of our past video. So that's also the playlist. But I want to just give a kind of description. The first class that we had this year, you want to just check it. You're just new to geospatial. So in the class, there's a lot of guidance, from the things you need to know, talk about. I mean, even Sarah has even talked about some of the kind of database that we work with, the kind of tools that we use, and then, she touched it on that. But even when you get to that particular first class of this year, you will see much more. In fact, that was where we dealt with much more. The first class, a lot of things, the tools, what it means, a lot of things, the tools, the databases, and the tools we use and all of that. So you want to just go to our YouTube page and the playlist, and go to the very first class, and then you are going to get answers, more answers additionally to what an answer gives you. So thank you for your time. We'll be releasing us now, and I'll meet you in our next class. Do enjoy your weekend. Bye for now.